Hello, today I'm going to share my data engineering project. It's about building an automated data pipeline for the logistics operations. For the tech stack, I will be using the dataset, which is a provided Excel file. So the Excel file will have something like this, two tabs. One is for the definition, and the other tab is the main data. And to store the data, I will be using duckdb for faster analytical operation. For data orchestration, I will be using Airflow. For data transformation, I'll be using dbt, and visualization will be using Apache Superset. And all of the project will be containerized using Docker. So let's get started. I have already uploaded my source code onto GitHub. So now I will be cloning to show you my demo. And here I have already created a data folder. So now I just need to git clone, pass into the URL, and now cd into the main folder. So right now we are already in the projects folder. Usually you just need to docker compose up running in detach, and it will show this kind of error. The reason is that I still haven't got my environment file in this, so it doesn't recognize all these environment variables. So to to do that, to configure the environment, we'll need to copy this configuration and create as the environment file. But please remember that since this is only for learning purpose, and in the production, you should never expose your .env file because this file will contains all your secrets, all of your credentials. So it should work now. Compose up. Oh, wait a minute. Before that, since I will be creating everything from scratch, means that in this airflow folder, I won't need this configuration file because later on it will just recreate everything. The main thing is this deck file in order to contain all the tasks that your deck will run. In this data, we also don't need this Pocket file because as I said, it will generate later on. What we need is the source file, which is the Excel file. Let me see if there's anything more. Mm, in the yeah. So before that, you need to build the images, and as soon as you already have all the images, it will automatically create the corresponding services for you, which are the containers. So each service will be one container, one separate container. It might take a while to create all the services. Well, in the meantime, I can show you more of the procedure, what will be in my project. So basically, as I already told about the tech stack, now we should go to the architecture. So for the runtime services, we have Airflow Postgres to store the Airflow and Superset metadata, dbt to provide transformation, and Superset will serve the BI dashboards. And for the end-to-end flow, first Docker will start all the services. As you can see, it is creating the containers, and then Airflow will be responsible for ingesting the data from the Excel file, convert those into the Pocket file, and finally, it will create a duckdb database. And when starting the Airflow services, there will be a script called airflow init.sh here. It is triggered to create the required deck folders and to set appropriate ownership. You can check the script here under this folder scripts, airflow. Here, so basically, it will just set the airflow UID and it will check the system resources to see if your machine is strong enough to run with this configuration. And it will create corresponding airflow directories. Here, as you can see, the config file, the logs, to store all the logs from Airflow, and yeah, fix the file permission so that it can create the folders under the role of Airflow user. Mm, yeah, so if you want to know more, you can use ChatGPT to explain these lines of code for you. And what do we have more? And after the Airflow instance has been created, dbt will then transform the data. So basically you will have Airflow. You will Airflow will act as an Airflow user, and then access to it will access the dbt container to run these models. And you can see in the dbt folder here, I've already defined all the models, staging, intermediate, and marks, where the marks folder contains all the models that are ready to serve for the BI dashboards. And as soon as we have everything in the database, it means that when you run all these dbt models, it will be saved back to the duckdb database. It means that you define every models, and those models will be eventually stored in the duckdb database. And finally, Superset will use that duckdb database to create the dashboards. And this is the example of the dashboard that I made. I will put the video of using Apache Superset at the end of this video. So let's check if everything is done. Okay, I think everything is done. You can docker compose ps to see if everything is up. Yep, everything has already started. So now let's access to the localhost 8080, which is Airflow, and you will enter the credentials. Username will be Airflow, and the password will also be Airflow. Check the DAX pipeline. Here you can see the pipeline, the orchestration pipeline inside Airflow. We have ingest the data, then it will create the duckdb table, and after that, it will access the dbt container to run the corresponding dbt commands, which are dbt depth, dbt run, and dbt test. Okay, so let's trigger this pipeline. I think I just move to this. So it's running. We can check the log. Okay, it has loaded, converting to the Parquet file, and it's saved back to this file path. You can see here in data, you can see logistics and Parquet, and yeah, this the duckdb database, as I told you. It is created from this flow. And here you can also check on the other logs, and everything shows that yeah, everything is done. So it means that now you have all the models within the dbt container. You have all the models in the duckdb database. You can also check from the command line. So for example, you can docker compose exec duckdb to access the duckdb container, and call start UI using this one will open the UI for you, so you can access at localhost. Or let me just copy this and go to this. This is the user interface for duckdb. You can attach the database. My database lies in the current folder with this folder, add database. Okay, now search file or directory. Okay, so this should be the file path. We should be not this one. It should be slash workspace slash logistics tracking.duckdb. Yeah. Why is that? Because I defined the duckdb to have the working directory is the workspace here, and when I map this one, it means that it will take everything inside the db folder to what is inside this workspace folder. So yeah, you can in this duckdb UI here you can see there are the models that I created using dbt, and you can write some queries to observe the data. So basically use this and select maybe show all what we have. For example, in marks from marks dot aggregate okay, booking volume quick. Yeah. So you can do all the queries to see maybe the raw data. What do we have in the raw data, right? Use so yeah, this is my raw file, and after some cleaning steps, it turns. Maybe I can show you. Maybe take this one, route performance, copy name, intermediate. Yeah, just some extra step in order to clean the data from raw data into the cleansed one. What is special about duckdb is that you can also see some analytical details. For example, with the route ID, there are approximate 579 values, distinct values, and you can also see the histogram of some the distribution of the values in this field. So that was a quick analytics detail. I will close this UI, and to the last one, we'll be accessing Apache Superset, login admin. The password is also admin, and from here you can add the data, connect the database using duckdb here. I think I get it. It's about how I configure in Docker Compose. So let's get back to Docker Compose. Check the superset. Superset, it requires environment here. Oh, it should be app data database. Well, let's try. Okay, so there's no app here because it already provides you the app. Okay, it's still wrong. Conflicting log. Could not set log. It means that we are already because we are locking the database. So it means that we cannot access it. Now we have to remove the log so that it can access test connection. Yeah, connection looks good. Okay. Phew. C collab duckdb select schema. Yeah, now it appears all the schema that we've got. So maybe marks. Select all of this from run. Ah, yep, that works. So you can create a dashboard according to what you need. So right now I don't have any dashboard, but I will have a video at the end of this that shows my old dashboard that I did in the past, also using also for this project. I have started the services, and this is the Superset user interface. Now I'm going to log in and show you my dashboard. So this is the dashboard that I've just recently created. The dashboard consists of different charts. Each tab here you can see it is the individual chart. For example, with this average transportation distance, here it is the chart that I added. And let me show you. For example, with this table, I can edit this one. Here you can see I imported um, the data set, and from there I use the query to get all the information I needed, and it will appear as the chart here. And then I just need to save and go to dashboard, and it will be automatically added into the dashboard. So for the dashboard, you can also export to PDF or download as image. And when your source dataset has updates, you can just simply refresh the dashboard to fetch the new information. But right now, my dataset is stable, so nothing changes. One more thing I want to mention is that you also have this SQL lab. So basically, you can write some predefined queries and then run the queries. Then you can even save the result as a new dataset. For example, if I click save dataset, I can choose to save that query result as some kind of new dataset, or you can override an existing one. So yeah, I think that's all for my demo on the Superset user interface.